I've delayed making this video for some time now because I wanted to be triple sure that I'm being totally honest about everything. After 5 years though, I'm excited to be finally saying goodbye. What's up and welcome to the video. I'm Dr. Daniel Ricciardi, gut health expert, licensed pharmacist, fitness enthusiast, creator of SIBO Shortcut and the gut health supplement bloat blocker. For a little while now, I've finally said goodbye to all the gut motility, prokinetic, and digestive supplements that I had been using since I eliminated my SIBO back in January of 2020. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know I talk about my experience with SIBO in detail, which lasted almost a decade back from 2011 all the way to early 2020. If you want to see a video on this, you can click this link here and see more. The executive summary of my story with SIBO was that I got a terrible case of food poisoning back in 2011. After that, in the following months, some unwanted symptoms sprouted up, such as brain fog, gas, specifically farting. It was really bad and really embarrassing. And last but not least, constant bloating, which for me was the absolute worst symptom that I dealt with. Since then, I have taken a plethora of digestive health supplements to do everything in my power to heal my gut and, more importantly, prevent an encore performance of SIBO. This video is going to discuss my experience over the past 5 years and kind of how I've gotten to this point where I am right now, where I'm confident that I no longer need the motility and digestive supplements. Thinking about this, I kind of divide the past 5 years into 3 different groups. Group number 1 is, we'll call it the uncertain year, the year post SIBO, which is 2020, also the first year of COVID. The second group, we'll call it the progress years, I guess, from 2021 to 2023. And then lastly, this past year, 2024. Anyways, starting in 2020, the uncertain year, the year after SIBO. This is going back to February 2020. I had just treated SIBO and a lot of the bloating and my symptoms have actually gone away, which was great. However, I still have a ton of fear and uncertainty in terms of what's going to happen in the future. If we think about 5 years ago, this is before I knew really like anything about SIBO. I basically had a consult and then Googled a bunch of stuff on the internet to see what to do. So I really had no idea if what I was doing was going to work, if it was going to last, or if it was even a smart idea in the first place. So this led to a ton of constant overthinking. At this time period, I would still have a lot of days where I did feel bloated or other symptoms and just generally didn't feel good. So naturally, there's a lot of fear that, all right, what I just did over the past 6 weeks, did it really actually do anything, or was it just lasting and making me feel better for a few weeks and that's all? While I did notice a big difference with my symptoms, mainly not being as gassy and bloated, I was still super restrictive with eating. Basically the time leading up to this, pretty much been avoiding all gluten and dairy. Digestion was something that I thought about constantly in this year after treating SIBO, and I was just really restrictive with what I was eating. During this year, I was working to instill a lot of new habits, mainly not snacking and going 4+ hours in between meals, which for me was really difficult because I'd always been a small meals, eat something every couple hours, grazing throughout the day. During this time period, I took some prokinetics such as iberogast. I would do 20 drops daily in the middle of each meal, which is 3 times daily, and I did that for about 9 months. And I also took a ginger root capsule with my breakfast every morning. This is also when I started looking into mental health type stuff as well and how that impacts gut health, because up to this point, I had done 0 things mental health wise to try to support my overall health. It was partially because I wasn't really like super aware of it. I also didn't really think that it actually would do anything. Obviously this is incorrect, but this is what I thought at this time period. Going into years 2 through 4, the progress years from 2021 to 2023, I still used a lot of digestive health supplements, specifically apple cider vinegar, digestive enzymes, and the ginger root. During this time period, I had discontinued using the iberogast. During this span of 3 years, I definitely had developed more confidence. I'd been adding a lot more foods back into my diet, but still there's some uncertainty that everything was totally fixed. I'd actually tried to discontinue these digestive health and prokinetic supplements on multiple occasions, and I noticed that as I tried to do this, things didn't seem to feel quite as well, which there's nothing wrong with keeping these supplements in your daily routine. It's not a sign of weakness on that there's anything wrong with your body. I think with anything gut health related though, things just can take a long time to eventually get the progress and results that you want. So because of this, I would be somewhat nervous, honestly, if I missed a bunch of doses or if I was traveling somewhere and forgot to pack my digestive health health supplements. There was also a 2-year stretch in here where I was a digital nomad and basically traveling somewhere new every 1 to 3 months. Although it's very exciting and fun, it can certainly pose some challenges when you're trying to get into a routine and have good gut health. During this stretch while I was traveling, a lot of it was internationally. While I was traveling, I had multiple instances. I can count 3 major ones actually where I did have food poisoning again. And obviously from getting SIBO from food poisoning, when this happens again, there's obviously like a lot of concern. So naturally, I still thought about my digestion all the time. Occasionally worried once in a while, not a ton I would say, but definitely was concerned on numerous occasions, such as the food poisonings. And then to add on to that, I also started a business at the end of 2021 and resigned my normal job that I've been working for a really long time as a pharmacist in a retail pharmacy. So definitely a lot of life changes in this time period and different stressors that I didn't have in the past, such as you're not working your regular job in the pharmacy and getting your paycheck every 2 weeks. Now you have to make money on your own. So this is a time where I continued focusing on addressing mental health, controlling stress to try and support my gut health that way as well. And then finally, this past year, 2024, for quite some time now, I've stopped using my digestive health and prokinetic, motility supplements. So this includes apple cider vinegar, digestive enzymes, and the ginger root. I did the same trial discontinuations that I tried back in the 2021 to 2023 phase. And this time I haven't noticed any difference whatsoever. So I've kind of just stopped taking them and no longer use them. Not being a digital nomad anymore, kind of being settled here in Austin, Texas, and feeling that I'm in a good place of strength in terms of gut health. Fingers crossed, but I don't think I'm going to need them anymore as long as I stick to the other things that I'm doing, including meal spacing. Still do this, go 4+ hours in between meals. This is a non-negotiable. It's also not hard to do. Just eat a little bit more food and then you're not going to be hungry till your next meal. This includes not snacking in between meals as well. 2, getting 8 hours sleep a night, making this a major priority. This does impact gut health in intangible ways that I'm not going to get into to maintain the scope of this video, but it is very important that you get a proper amount of sleep. Number 3, eating single ingredient foods that don't have weird ingredients, additives, or fillers. This is going to be the most important thing, very first thing I'd recommend for anybody, whether you had SIBO or not, if you want better digestion. This doesn't mean that you can't bake or cook. I have an entire cookbook of stuff that's based on single ingredient foods. I'm talking about stuff that you see in most protein bars and a lot of other processed foods like polysorbate, red 40, xanthan gum, and there's a super long list of other ones as well. If you want to see more about what I've found to work best for treating SIBO, keeping it from coming back, and healing your gut, check out the links to SIBO Shortcut below, including a free SIBO training that explains the key steps in this process, even the ones that people typically forget to do. And now back to the video. Ultimately, since this past year, 2024, I have a lot more confidence in pretty much everything that I'm doing. I don't have any restrictions on food like gluten, dairy, or anything that I won't eat. I don't get nervous if I get food poisoning traveling, which just happened last month when I was in Mexico, because I feel confident that if there is an issue, it's just going to resolve itself in a matter of days. For the main takeaway for this video, I'm not somebody that's always the most patient person, but the fact that I've finally stopped taking these supplements after 5 years goes to show that this gut health stuff can definitely take time to be fully fixed. And I just think that being consistent and patient with your body is really important. Keeping gratitude and having that in perspective can be really helpful. Lastly, everyone's experiences with this stuff is going to be different. I have been able to stop the supplements I was using. However, this may not necessarily be the case for everybody. That is all for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked the video or found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more related content. It really helps me out a lot. If you are new here, I post a new video every Monday in YouTube Shorts daily throughout the week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.